What's up guys, this is David from Ghost for Beginners, and today I'm going to show you how to upgrade your Node to version 4 if you're using an older version like 0.10 or 0.12. So I'm going to go ahead and show you in DigitalOcean. That's a very popular choice. If you're hosting elsewhere and you're using Ubuntu, then it's going to be basically the same. So let's go ahead and get started. We have a text-based post here that I'll link in the description as always if you want to follow along like that. I'm going to kind of run through it because I don't have URLs and other stuff like that memorized, so we're going to kind of use it together. So to start, you need to check and see what node version you're on. So to do that, you SSH into wherever you're hosting and you just do node-v. And you can see I'm on version 10, so I need to upgrade to version 4 because version 10 is no longer going to be supported by Node and version 4 is officially used by Ghost, so version 10 might not work for future versions of Ghost. So we need to upgrade. Now if you're using DigitalOcean, what you need to do is check and see if you're using an older droplet or a newer droplet because they installed Node differently. So to do that, you do which Node.js, and you see this path here. So user bin Node.js is what you want. That's fine. You don't need to do anything else. If you see something like user bin or user local bin Node.js, that means that you have an older version and we need to do an extra step at the very end. But if you're using the newer version, don't worry about that. If you're using the older version, just make the note right now so you know later on in the video if you need to do the extra step or not. So we're user bin Node.js, so we don't need to worry about the extra step, but I'll go ahead and show you anyway. So moving on, what we need to do is we need to uninstall Node.js. So to do that, you're going to do sudo apt-get purge Node.js. Yes to continue, and then let that go ahead and go through. So now that we've already purged Node.js, we need to go ahead and add the Node version 4 source. So you're going to curl the Node source, and then we're going to install it, or we're going to add it to the apt-get repository. So go ahead and let that go until that's finished. So now that that's finished, we want to go ahead and update the apt-get repository. So apt-get update, and that'll update all of the repositories with the things you just added. So now the next step we have is to apt-get upgrade. If you haven't upgraded your server in a while, it's probably a good idea to do that. If you're hosting other things and don't want to upgrade and mess something up, you can leave it. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it for now. But if you do want to update, now is the time just to get all your security and all that other stuff kind of updated. So we're going to go ahead and move on. And what we want to do is we want to do apt-get install Node.js. And this is going to install the Node version 4 from what we just added. So now that we've run the Node install, if you do node-v, you can see we're on version 4.5.0. So that's perfect. So now what we want to do is we have to reinstall the Ghost Node modules. So we want to cd into the Ghost folder, which is cd/var www ghost. And we need to delete the Node modules folder. So rm-r node modules. Oh, and let's stop Ghost first. Service Ghost stop. So now that we've stopped Ghost and we've removed the Node modules, let's go ahead and let's reinstall. So to do that, npm install production. And this is going to install all new Node modules with Node version 4 instead of your old Node version 0.10. Okay, so this is something very important for those of you running on a $5 DigitalOcean droplet. If you run npm install production and it only has a couple lines like this, like see how there's only like 6 lines right here? That means that npm install actually failed. And the reason it fails is because the $5 droplets don't have enough RAM. So the way to fix this is you need to add swap memory. So if it worked, this would be a lot longer. But the problem is because it's only 6, it actually failed. So all your packages didn't install, Ghost isn't going to work. So you need to add swap memory and then continue. So to do that, we have instructions here. DigitalOcean has a great article on how to do that. So to add the swap file, you can literally just copy exactly what they have. Create this. Just keep pasting along. And then we just got to enable it. Just keep pasting along. And so that should be it. You just keep pasting along with all that kind of stuff. We can verify again with their verify command. Boom, you see our swap file, 4 gigs. So now let's try the exact same command again. So we want to do npm install production. And now you can see this is going to be a lot longer than it was before because it's not going to fail in the middle. Oh, I forgot to clear the node module, so let's go ahead and do that. And then npm install production again. So see how much longer this is now? This is what it's supposed to look like when it actually works. When it's just those couple lines, you know it broke. If it's really long like this, then you know it actually worked. So if you add the swap file and it worked, or if you didn't need to add a swap file and it worked, great. It should look really long like this. And then you can go ahead and continue on with the steps. So I'm just gonna go clear this out, move back. So now what we need to do is we need to, no, the lights are going off. So now what we need to do is we need to make sure that everything is owned by Ghost still. So we're gonna just chown the whole directory of Ghost, everything in here, we're gonna make Ghost. So when you look, everything is owned by Ghost, all the node modules, all that stuff. Because you're running as your user, and so when you're installing things, you might be installing as root or installing as your user, you want it to be owned by Ghost. So now this is the important part where if you have the older droplet. If you have the older droplet, the DigitalOcean service like init, it uses the older location. So you need to change that. So what you want to do is you want to vim into the init file, which is right here. And then you can see right here where it says user bin npm start and user bin npm stop. If you're using the older version, this will say user local bin. But you want to change that to the new user bin because that's where your stuff is installed now. Your stuff isn't in local anymore. So like you can see which npm, it's in user bin, so your restart command is going to fail. So make sure you go in there and you change the URL or the link if you're using the older version of DigitalOcean. If you're not, then don't worry about it. So now all we need to do is just restart Ghost. Service, Ghost, restart. And so now we can go to the droplet, refresh, and there you go. So Ghost is now running on Node version 4. It's up and working, and you're good to go for the long haul. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, text-based posts is in the description. If you want to copy the commands or go through any of that stuff, leave a comment if you have any questions or hit us up on Twitter. We're glad to help, and good luck, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.